Okay, Rick, so obviously here we are in Glendale. You're in the coach's office here. How does it feel to be back in this environment after being away for a decade?
Well, I've used the word excited a lot. Well, you come back and the people. There's some people that worked here when I was here. That's a fun part to reminisce back then. Seeing the building, your office. Seeing some old faces and just rehashing some stuff. And honestly, just excited to get started. It's an honor to be a head coach for the Arizona Coyotes, and I'm just excited to get started.
You mentioned getting started, and I believe that means next Monday you're going to have a gathering of all your coaches, the coaches for the Coyotes, your new staff, and the guys for the AHL team. Can you tell us about the format for that gathering?
Yeah, so the agenda will be, for instance, to give you a rough draft of it, I'll start. First of all, we'll have an introductory. Everybody's going to know responsibilities, and I'm going to talk to the medical staff, strength coach, kind of certain day-to-day stuff. I'd like to ask their opinions on certain things. I got a kind of idea how I want to do things, but it's not a dictatorship. I really want to. I like autonomy. I want to give these guys some feedback from what they believe in. But so I'll do D zone and breakouts, for instance, say from 9 to 10 o'clock. And then John McClain will do power play and say offensive zone plays. Scott Allen will do penalty killing and defensemen reading off the rushes. We'll get the Tucson guys involved, face-off plays. So everybody will be involved. It's almost like a presentation, but very informal. I don't want it's not going to be. I don't want these guys to stress about it. It's just a more informal concept how we're going to play, and then learn from each other. So it's about 3 days, and then we'll obviously meet again a week later, and then that's like full bore ahead. Getting ready for training camp.
At this point, have you had a chance to reach out to the players, either by phone call or text, and touch base with them on an individual basis? And if so, was it more of a general statement about how things are going to be, or more personal?
Yeah, I've talked to almost every guy on the team. Some guys for 3 and 4 minutes, some guys a little bit longer. It was more of like I said, it was more of an introductory. It's personal stuff in the sense, how's the summer and who am I? I mean, we didn't really get into a lot of details. I think a lot of guys are very excited about this year, which I like to hear. It's a clean start for everybody, and I'm anxious to get one-on-one. I'm more of a face guy. The phones, it's good because the logistics of the summer, but when guys start rolling in, I'm going to I'll meet with every guy, and we'll be together a lot, pick their brains, get a leadership group together, and get this thing started.
Once the season gets rolling, what will be your philosophy regarding length of practices, off-day practices, morning skate? Are you a fan of those?
Well, you know what? Morning skates are something that I leave to the players. I mean, there's certain times that they'll be mandatory, but for me, optionals. The mindset of a player coming in, today's game, you have to play a fast game. That doesn't mean everybody has to be speed skaters out there, but if you think fast, you act fast. I think that's the way you got to play in the NHL. As soon as a guy gets to the rink, whether he gets around 9 or 10, make sure that you get proper food in you. Make sure you watch your video with the coaches or whatever the agenda of the day is. And then when you hit the ice, we go fast. I'm not a long practice guy, but it's going to be a quick, and some might be tough, but it's 35, 40 minutes, and we want that mentality. And I think if you start that from September and October, it's like brushing your teeth. December and February, you just play that way. You don't even realize you're playing that way. So I'm a big believer in that philosophy, and I'm a believer in being a pro. It's hard to win, and these guys have to understand that if you play the right way, you play fast, and you play hard, you have a better chance of winning, and that's the way I just believe in playing the game.
Rick, we'll end on a light note. Obviously, on August the 27th, you're going to get your day with the Stanley Cup. It's not the first time you've had a day with the Cup, but can you share with us some of the details of that day and maybe what you've done in the past when you won as a player and as a coach with Pittsburgh the year before?
Yeah, so last year I took it to a veterans hospital, took it to an Alzheimer's home. My dad has Alzheimer's, so that is something in my heart. And then I took it to my mother's just kind of older community, and then we had a big party at my friend's kind of bar. So it was a mixture of different things. This year, I let my son he just wanted to do it at the Jersey Shore, kind of more informal, be near the beach. I have a bunch of friends coming in. So it's more for him. It's more for family, friends. And then I think it'll be a 2-hour public. You know, you leave it for the public. They can get their pictures. So it won't be as crazy in the sense of moving the cup around. And then that's kind of the closure. You know, then it's Coyote time.
Okay, exactly. What a great way to say goodbye to Pittsburgh, though. Correct?
Yeah, I've had a hell of a time. They've treated me well. I've got 3 cups out of the Pittsburgh, and it's, you know, I've been there. My son lives there now, so it's a great city, and you know, hopefully it's a final Coyotes and Penguins. I would vote for that right now if we could do that right now. But yeah, I can't thank the city of Pittsburgh, Mary Lemieux, Ron Burkle, the whole group, Jim Rutherford, Mike Sullivan, just quality people, and the players were fabulous guys to work for. So,
Rick, thanks a lot, Rick. We appreciate it. We'll see you at camp.
Thanks, Dave.